Hey everybody, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Rise of the Skywalker trailer, the last official trailer for the final release. I have one student at ILM that is the lead compositor on this, and of course he did a wonderful job. Let's go ahead and hit play, and then I'll be able to kind of go through it frame by frame, look at the CG. I really think the visual effects in this one is really cool. Again, they're really tugging at our nostalgia heartstrings here with this music. And I tell you, nobody knows how to put a trailer to get you to go to this movie despite your wavering back and forth decision whether or not you want to see it or not. You're going to see it. You know, every one of us, no matter whether we thought that the series is sort of waning, we're going to go see it. There's no way around it. And I think it's going to be a good time. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. You know, whether you like it or you're not, it's still worth seeing, regardless of what it is. What I like about it, I don't know what it is, I think the dynamic range looks so much, you know, there's a lot more variation in dynamic range, I think, in this. I don't know why. It just seems like it's less contrasty. It just seems a little bit more... It just feels more like the original Star Wars movie. It's not so much saturated as it has that sort of film, even though it is mostly shot on film. Just that dynamic range of film, and then that not so heavy color grading, except in some sequences here, it kind of gets a little bit yellow. They kind of give you the note that someone's going to die, apparently. I don't know if it's going to be C-3PO. Might as well be C-3PO. This is the end. Obviously, they're going to get some cheap, just really, really, really cheap points by having a ton of people die, probably. Probably the elderly people in this, and then they'll keep everybody else alive. I'm sure maybe one of the main young casts will probably pass away. It just feels very over-the-top nostalgia, though, in the sense that it just seems like they're, hey, we're just going to have a good old time as we kind of go out the door, and we're really stretching it with this whole, you know, Death Star rebuilt. I mean, it's a bit crazy. Sometimes they extend these, they take these series and they just go overboard with it. I was just talking about Aliens, and I tried to do a whole critique for Aliens, but 20th Century Fox, despite my disputes, wouldn't allow me to. But I want to do a whole series on Alien. But Alien is a perfect example of a series where they just totally went ballistic with it. They had the space jockey in the first Alien movie, and then what you get is, you know, what's a space jockey? And they made the decision, well, it can't be an alien, it's got to be human. Well, what if it's connected to us? What if we are the space jockey? I'm like, that's a little far-fetched, don't you think? And then they just built this whole mythology, like, oh no, they built us, it's intelligent design and all this, and I'm just like, I don't buy this. You know, it's just so ridiculous. Again, the lens flares, again, we're in good old anamorphic land here. But the lens flares, everything just feels good. There's nothing in it that feels fake. The only thing that always bugs me is saturation. That always drives me nuts. You know, there's nothing in here. You can look at this whole thing, and none of it feels weird. There's none of it that feels like it's on a green screen stage or something. This feels a little backlotish right here. That's a cool shot right there where it kind of brushes. And all this water and wave, I really have no opinion of it. It's just simply amazing. It just looks great, you know. All the atmospherics and little details. Obviously, I think they're trying to mimic the, you know, Cloud City here with Ice City. And maybe this will be where they find Lando. So there's always going to be this nostalgia, unless it's something else, I don't know. And now we have this, which is the most ridiculous part of the whole series. The idea that the Emperor somehow survived, and yet he's got a little throne room, and he's bringing these spaceships up from out of the ground or something. Like, this is a bit strange. Like, I don't know if these ships are supposed to be the ships from the original, like, Star Wars movie Return of the Jedi, and it seems kind of strange, right? What the power of the Force can raise up entire ships that have been sitting in the water. I don't know if that's what it is, but I could be wrong. This is a cool shot. Again, a lot of this water stuff with these crazy waves, and they're all trying to get to the Death Star. It's been sitting there doing nothing. And then this these weird little moments where it's like, what are you doing? I'm guessing he's gonna give some part of his brain to save the day or something. It'll be a sacrifice. It'll be some weird plot point in that respects. This series has always been a bit of a rush. It's always been like, hey, what's that over there? Or is I commonly put it, the dog from the movie Up, where it's like squirrel. It's like something's happening over there. Let's go over there. There's a lot of like scenes that transition from one scene to the next by saying, "Oh my gosh, look out!" And then something big happens, and it is sometimes a paint by numbers type script. Again, you guys can tear me apart for it. Amazing CG as always. Um, this right here, I'm not a fan of. This is a bit bringing us back to the last movie where they were riding around on those horses or whatever, and I'm just kind of like, I guess, And obviously, nostalgia, nostalgia, nostalgia. Some of these shots, though, are amazing. I'm like, this shot right here is just crazy awesome. And what is this all about? I would say this is some sort of shrine to Darth Vader, because you could see the helmet in the center kind of turn around. It looks like Darth Vader. I could be wrong about that. Or I don't know what it is, honestly. It's not Darth Vader. But obviously, they're teaming up again. Again, we have lens flares, real anamorphic lens flares. That's what real anamorphic lens flares look like versus Video Copilot's lens flares, which always have some weird synthetic feel to them. So, I don't know, I'm just kind of taking a look here. It's pretty simplistic, not simplistic, I should say, but beautiful framing and compositing. Obviously, this is the Emperor riding around on his little portable throne room, I guess. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Will she become evil? Will she not be evil? Well, what do you think? I would say it's not gonna end her becoming evil. Obviously, she might fall into the dark side and come out of it. That's what my guess is. But knowing how they got to make money and play it safe, they're gonna play it safe. So again, amazing, amazing visual effects. Let's just hope the story holds up to the amazing work that they've done.